What Stacey Says, the weekly podcast. Real lady, real life, real views. Uncensored, unfiltered, unmissable. And here's your host, Stacey.
Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of What Stacey Says. This episode is called How did you meet your partner? And when you first met your partner, did you like them? So many people have actually got in touch with me, and I will read the comments at the end. And some of them are hilarious. Like my cousin's got in touch and his partner, and people that I've worked with and like told me how they met their partners, etc. McDonald's is a good place to meet, I want to say. Like a couple of people have said that they met their partner in McDonald's, or they went to McDonald's as a date. I mean, can't beat a McDonald's. When I first met James gave me a cheeseburger, but I will go into that and we'll go from there. So the reason why I picked this topic is because when I met James, I didn't like him. I thought he was a miserable, moody, fucking snappy, cocky little bastard. I did. And I met James back in 2022. And we worked together. So I worked for a plumbing and heating company, and he was one of the gas engineers that also worked there. I didn't know his age. I thought he was probably the same age as me. And at the time I was 36 when I met James. And yeah, I just didn't like him. He was one of my worst engineers, not work-wise. I want to put it out there because he's a gas engineer. But for his timekeeping, he was an absolute fucking nightmare. Like, my daily role in that job was to come in, and if you were the 8 o'clock till 5 shift, then I'd have to ring every single engineer to see if they were on the road, because between me and my colleague, because the vans didn't have any trackers, so we couldn't see what time they'd left their houses or anything like that. So my job would be, or whoever wanted to do that role at the time would ring them up. And 9 times out of 10, James never answered his fucking phone. Never. So we'd have to relay that back to management, because they would come in and go, right, who's on the road? We'd go X, Y, Z. Who's not on the road? X, Y, Z. So he would frustrate me, because obviously then all of the customers would be ringing saying, your engineer was supposed to be here between 8 and 10. It's now 10 o'clock and he's not here. Yeah, it was pretty much like that. And it would just get on my nerves, because I thought, you're really beginning to piss me off. And there were times where I would just scream at him down the phone. It was like we were an old married couple. I'd say to him, like, what the fucking hell is your problem? Like, why can't you just be on time? That is my pet hate. If you say that you were going to be somewhere at a certain time, fucking be there. Be on time. I can't stand it. And he was a fucking nightmare for it. And then one particular time, like, I was in a shitty place and so was he, and it does explain a lot. Like, my relationship was breaking down. He had split with his partner, and he had an addiction as well, which he doesn't mind me telling people, because that will be a podcast that I will be touching upon. And I never knew all of this. So the more I started talking to him, the more I felt quite sorry for him, and the more I actually got quite protective of him. I still didn't know how old he was. And I thought, oh, you're actually quite sweet. And we just connected. Like, we started a friendship in that sort of sense. And it sort of went from there. So my relationship was coming to an end for various different reasons. And he told me that he had split up with his partner, etc. And we started following each other on social media, and I was going to Greece for a friend's wedding with my best friend. And going back to my weight loss, I wanted to lose a little bit of weight for this holiday. So I started posting all my foods and stuff and what I was eating and all that. And I really did miss, obviously, my sin days, which were a McDonald's or, I don't know, a kebab or anything like that. And I really, really, really did miss my naughty foods. So one day I went into the office and surprise, surprise, we had a phone call from a customer to say that the engineer hadn't turned up or was running late. So then I logged into the diary system to see what engineer it was, and shock fucking horror, it was James. And our directors were on holiday, so it was me, my manager, and two other ladies that worked in the office. And I'd lost it. I turned around to my manager. I said, you know what? He's taking the fucking piss. I've had enough now. I said, I'm going to ring him. Because nobody wanted to deal with him because he was such a shit. He was such a fucking shit. You could tell him that his timekeeping is shit until you were blue in the face. Would he listen to you? No, he fucking wouldn't. He's a man. They don't listen. They've got ear holes for no reason. And I phoned him up. And I went mental at him down the phone. And I went to him, where the fucking hell are you? I've just had such and such customer on the phone saying that you haven't turned up. And he went, I've already been there. I said, you're fucking lying. I said, where's your update then? And he started laughing down the phone. And I thought, if you're standing in front of me, I would have thrown a pen or something at you. And because he was on my social media and because he knew that I was trying to be good, and James loved a McDonald's, he's not eaten one for ages, I don't think. If he has, then he's lied to me and not told me. He was like, babe, are you all right? And I went, no, you're fucking annoying me. Why can't you just be on time? You're a good engineer. You're good at what you're doing. Why can't you just be on time? And he was pissing himself down the phone. And he went, babe, do you want a cheeseburger? I went, no. So no, I fucking don't. I didn't know at this point that there was any attraction on his side. Like, I thought he was cute and I liked his personality when he fucking had one. And I didn't know that it's the word reciprocated. I might have said that wrong. Don't laugh at me. And I went, no. I said, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm going on holiday and I don't want to look like a beach twat. And his comment was, trust me, there's nothing wrong with you. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? I'm going red in the face. I can feel myself because I get all shy and stupid and soppy when I talk about him. And I was like, okay then. It completely gobsmacked me. And for people that know me, know that that's quite rare. And he just started laughing. And I was like, well, where are you then? He went, I'm only around the corner from the office. I'll pop in. Who's in? So I said who was in. And I said that the directors were on holiday because he didn't particularly like the directors. Then who does? Who likes their bosses? No one does. And he came in the office with this cheeseburger stuck up his T-shirt. And he threw it at me. And I felt really bad because he'd only just got me one. He didn't get anyone else one in the office. And I was like, I really don't want to eat this in front of everyone. And he was joking and he would like making me laugh and all things like this. And it kind of stemmed from there, really, and I thought, I really quite like you. So then he sat down and I mean, he had a cup of tea and whatever. And then I don't even know how we got on the subject of ages. And I went to him, how old are you? No, I'm lying. Right. He went to the toilet because I had a thing for James's voice. I loved his voice. And I used to joke in the office and say to my bosses, if I could shag a voice, it would be James's. Don't laugh. Honest to God, I do not know why. It was just something about his voice that I just loved and I still love to this day. And my boss, who was a man, was just crying with laughter. He went, your ways and words are just unbelievable. And I said, but he's just got a lovely voice. He went, yeah, to you. He went, not to everyone else. And I was like, okay then. So then when he went to the toilet, now our office was like an old tin can. And I didn't realise that you could hear what I was saying when you're in the toilet, basically. And I am got quite a loud voice. So I turned around to John, my manager, and I said to him, I would ruin him. And when he come out the toilet, he went, "You ruin who?" And I went as red as a fucking tomato. My face went red, and I went, "Nothing, don't worry," like that. He went, "You talking about me?" And I was like, and I just thought, so you've got to suck it up now, Stace. You've got to, because we would just bounce off of each other in the non-sexual sense. And I went, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, I was talking about you. Well, you got a problem with that?" He went, No. And then I went, "How old are you anyway?" And he went, "I'm 26. Well, my jaw hit the floor. I was like, "What?" He went, "Yeah, I'm 26. I went, "No, I lost my erection." I was like, "No, you are far too young for me. You're like younger than my brother." And he is younger than my brother. My brother is 32. And I was like, no. And he was just laughing. And then it just kind of stemmed from there. We started talking more on socials. Like he had my number, I had his. We started like WhatsApping each other. And he knew about my relationship and my breakdown in my relationship and the reasons as to why. And I just got told by him that he wasn't in a relationship, and that was that. And we started talking and we started seeing each other. And because I'd come out of a relationship and so had he, we didn't want anything serious sort of thing. So I said to him, I said, "Look," I said, "I'm going to be honest with you." I said, "You are an itch I need to scratch. And if you catch my drift, you catch my drift." I said, "Look, I just want fun. I don't want anything serious. I don't want to marry you or have your babies or anything like that." I said, "I just want you to be a booty call." And he was like, "Okay, I want the same." And it went from there. And it was a bit of a rocky start, I think. James had a lot of things going on personally that I was also there to help him with. And I had a lot of things going on as well. And we kind of mended each other in some sort of aspects. And then we got together, not so seriously. And his words to me were, "Don't fall in love with me because I'm not that kind of person." I went, "Okay, well, that's my decision and not yours. But don't worry, that's not going to happen." Because with my James, he will always put himself down, and so do I. And we're both terrible for doing that. We are a nightmare for it. We always get told off from family members and friends to not do it, but you just can't help it. James has not had a very good, I don't want to say childhood, but he's just not had a very good sort of like adult life. And it's a shame, really, because it's a path that he had to go down. I'm doing this because I feel like I've got a big ear roll to sort of, that was his journey. So, and he's come out the other side and he is thriving and he's done amazing and he makes me proud every day. I'm so proud of him. So he said that and I was like, okay. And then I went away for the weekend and he was at a friend's or at his dad's or wherever, I can't remember. And I was with my friend Kerry and I was with our psychic friend Lisa. And we just had a girls' evening of tarot cards, readings, whatever. And I drank too much pink gin and Prosecco together with lemonade. It tastes amazing, but it is fucking lethal. And he rang me and he was like, "You all right, babe? How are you getting on?" By this time, I couldn't even tell you my name. I don't even remember having half of the evening that we had, but in a very drunken, and I blame pink gin, in a very drunken state, I sat on the phone to James and I told him that I loved him and that I was in love with him and I'd loved him for a long time. And I was terrified that because I'd said those words, he was going to basically tell me to fuck off. And this man was just laughing at me down the phone. And I went, oh, I'm really sorry. And then I started crying. I was getting emotional because I thought, fuck it, I've just overstepped this mark.
What Stacey says. Make sure to subscribe to get updates on new episodes. Uncensored, unfiltered, unmissable.
And he was like, don't worry, it's fine. I went, I'm not expecting you to say it back, but I just want to let you know how I'm feeling. I thought, Stace, you're fucking brave. You've had the Dutch courage of pink gin and Prosecco in a fucking glass together, and now you're making yourself look like a massive tit. Anyway, it didn't frighten him off because he's still here. But he has never let me live that down. And neither is my friend Kerry. She was like, do you remember what you did? I was like, the next day, I had a hangover from hell. I was praying to the big white telephone, as they say, in Kerry's house, and I could not stop being sick. I don't even know how the fuck I was going to get home at this rate. And it was like a Sunday, and I thought, I've got work on Monday and I need to get home. And she went, do you remember anything from last night? And I was like, no, because James didn't WhatsApp me to tell me. He just WhatsApp me and was like, you all right, babe? How's your head? Blah, blah, blah. And I thought, well, no. So what did I do? She went, you got all emotional last night. I went, well, that'd be pink gin. She went, do you not remember having a conversation with James? And my whole world just fell apart. I thought, oh my fucking God, what have I done? And I was looking at her and I went, what did I do? And by this time, she's now crawling around the floor, pissing herself. I went, please tell me, because he's not told me either. And she went, is he different with you? I said, why? What did I do? I said, just tell me. By this time, I'm now, the alcohol anxiety has come on and I'm absolutely shitting myself. I'm thinking, have I just blown this opportunity with this man? Because deep down, I do want it to be a lot more than just fun. And have I just fucking ruined it, basically? She went, you told him that you loved him. Well, I could have fucking died. The ground could have opened up and fucking swallowed me. I was so embarrassed. And I messaged him straight away and I was like, I am ever so sorry about last night. I was like, just ignore me. I apologise. All of this stuff. And he went, it's too late. He went, I weren't even fucking drunk. He went, I remember everything. I was like, oh my God. I was like, does that mean anything? Has it changed anything? He was like, no, it doesn't change a thing. So don't panic. I was like, oh, thank fuck for that. So he went, I'm just not going to tell you until I feel right. I said, I'm never telling you again. I said, it's just not fucking happening. I'm not doing it. And he was laughing. So then we got together in October 2022 and he moved in with me in the January of 2023. So our relationship has gone quite quick. And I'm happy with that because I said to him when we got together, I said, listen, I want to get married. I want to have more children. I want the houses, the holidays, the cars and everything. I said, and if you're not going to do the same, please don't waste my time and fuck off. I said, because I have been with a lot of people that have wasted my time. I said, and I do not want that again. I said, I don't. I said, I'm too old. I don't want drama. I said, from anyone or anything. I don't want anyone interfering in our relationships. You're not going to have any drama from my exes. I said, and I certainly don't want any drama from yours, because if that's the case, I'm going to end up in prison. Let's put it that way. So, and that was that. And we agreed, and we've been together for 3 years, and 3 years in October. We have been on holidays together, and we've got another holiday coming up. He turns 30 this year. Yes, there's 10 years difference there, which I will cover in another episode. And I'm planning on sorting his 30th out. He doesn't want to party. He's the kind of person that doesn't want to be spoiled. So he's met the wrong person with me, because I will spoil you, Saint Rotten. And I've got all that to come, and we're trying for a baby. But the thing is, as well, so many people have got in contact and said, I knew my partner was the one. I did with James. Like, even though I didn't like him, when he walked in the office and I met him for the first time, I took one look at him and I went, I'm going to marry that man. And I didn't like him. I couldn't stand him. He spoke to me. I was like, oh, fucking go away. I would do everything and anything in my power so quick to get everything sorted for him so he could piss off out of my space. And now look at me. I absolutely adore him. And I can't think of, I'm getting all mushy. I hate it when I get all mushy. I'm supposed to be like this strong woman. It don't happen. I never understand any woman that it can be like that with. I mean, I know like you'll be together for years, and does James get on my nerves? Yeah, fucking hell, of course he does. Does he drive me batshit crazy? Every fucking day he does, and I probably do him, which I've probably stated in a previous episode. But I can never understand partners. It's like I can't understand men that are horrible to their women. I don't get it. Like, why are you with them in the first place? If that's the case, I can never ever understand a man that is violent, who's unfaithful, who belittles their partner, who just treats them like utter shit. I can never understand it because I can never ever think of doing that to James. I could never do that. And vice versa. I can't understand how women can sit there and slag their partner off. If they're lazy, then I'd be annoyed. But I can honestly say that I do all the cleaning in our room because we obviously live with my nan. I do all the washing. James's hours are a bit different now, but James will cook. There isn't anything that I can say that I could slag my man off because I can't. He's so supportive of me. He's not very good at communicating, and I think that's a man thing. Like if I say to him what's wrong, he can't express how he feels, or he can't express how he feels. Like he tells me he loves me every day, but when I say to him, tell me on a deeper level, he's like, I can't put it into words. So maybe that's a man thing. I don't know. I think it is. Right, I want to go to my comments, and I had a lovely lady that I used to work with called Ellie, and she commented. This is one of the McDonald's comments. So they both worked together in McDonald's 10 years ago. She didn't like him. See, she thought he was a cocky twat, and she used to shout at him. See, that's me and James. I used to shout at James all the time. It's good therapy. And this is what I love. He recognised, he liked the smell of her perfume, and he got everyone that Ellie worked with to tell her that he liked the smell of her perfume. How cute is that? Love that. Then he went out of his way to make sure that their break time was together, and that having a little sneaky little fag. God, can you remember that? Smoking. Jesus Christ, I can't even think of anything worse now. I used to smoke, by the way. I used to smoke loads. And he would he would go out of his way to make sure that he was around her. How sweet is that? They've now got a little boy, beautiful little boy. And they've been together 10 years. I love that, Ellie. Maybe you need to start planning your wedding now so I can come, because I love a wedding. So then my cousin Craig got in touch, and he's a crazy, crazy guy, but I love him to pieces. So his partner is Nettie, and she's a lovely, and there's an age gap between them two as well, and I love it. So Craig met Nettie on a night out, but Craig was on a date with someone else. It's just my family, honest to God. And then Nettie came in the same pub, and she was with her sister and her sister's boyfriend, and they all happened to be friends. And he instantly took an attraction to Nettie whilst he was on this date with this other woman. Well, I don't blame him, because she's lovely. I love Nettie. She's stunning. So the night went on, and he went into the toilets and said to his friends about Nettie, like, what's the deal with the woman? Has she got a fella, blah, blah, blah. And he said, don't know, mate, just go for it. And he did. As the night went on, as the night went on, I said to my pal, meet me at my house after you're finished. So he finished the drinks and the date with the other girl, left, went home, got out the car, said, kissed her on the cheek, blah, 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 have a lovely night. She drove off. Then his pal turned up with Nettie, and he asked Nettie if she wanted to go for a walk. So they did, ended up in a park, having a little smoochy woochy, and moved in the following day. Bloody hell, Craig, I didn't even fucking read that properly when you first moved in the next day. Jesus. But they've been together for 19 years. And the story goes on. And they've got 2 children together. I know Nettie's got previous. And Nettie replied, just saying, she cracks me up. I love her to death. Really do. Saying, I saw Craig, fancied him instantly and then pounced on him. Just, if you ever were to meet this couple, that is them two. Just sums them up. They are so funny. They're brilliant. I love them. And then loads of people have said they've met on dating sites. So I've never actually ever gone on a dating site. So I don't know. But another lady's got in touch, Tracy. She met her partner through a dating site, chatted via the app, moved on to WhatsApp. No voice calls, though. Then they eventually met up in a pub. This did make me chuckle. 5 hours later, they were still chatting and laughing so much. They just clicked. She said they just clicked, which is lovely. But his friend was outside in the car park waiting for her partner with an ice cream. And by the time the partner, my friend's now partner, had left, which was like 5 hours later, the ice cream had melted. Well, I found that hilarious. I was really, really laughing. Thought, bloody hell. And then last comment from another lady that I used to work with called Natalie. So her fella, or her now husband, kept being cheeky and rude to her on her Facebook posts and then plucked up the courage to ask her out for a date. Nat said that he wasn't really her type, but she'll go on a date to get herself back in the swing of things. And 11 years later, he's still not left and she's now married to him. So, well, that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing. Chalk and cheese. They say opposites attract. Another cousin of mine, Becca, so her and her partner met out the blue. They've now been together for 7 years. I love all that you've been together for so long. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So they've been together for 7 years and a future to look forward to. So she met her partner through a friend. She finally got her first car 6 months after passing her driving test. The day after I got my car, I agreed to meet her friend, and they both agreed that they were bringing friends out with them. So they met in a car park. Love it. Her friend pulled up next to her car, which meant that her now partner was literally sitting next to her, and she was instantly attracted to him. So it was love at first sight. Love that. See, I didn't get that with Jones. I just didn't like him. I was instantly attracted to him at the time. As the time went on that evening, he got more and more attractive, but I didn't think he would be interested. So she went home, and her friend said, Becca, you can take your partner, her now partner, home. We pulled up outside and he went to get out and he said, I'm going to leave my jacket in the car so I can see you again. How cheesy is that? See, some men are really clever, aren't they? And then others that just don't get it, just do not get it at all. You think, I'm dropping hints here, mate, and you ain't fucking taking them, or you're not interested. So then we go, oh, do you know what? I'm not interested. Because with men it's pride, and with women it's pride as well. And I think us girls are so fearful of rejection. We don't like the thought of being rejected by anyone because it's just horrible, isn't it? So they met up daily, and 2 weeks later they made it official, and 7 years later they are still together. So she's put here, bless her, all good things come in threes. So for her, she got her car, she started a new job, and then met a partner. So good things comes to those who wait. I absolutely love that. Thank you for sending me all your comments. Absolutely love them. So yeah, that is this episode for today. Thank you all for listening and commenting and interacting. I love it. Love it. I will come back to a lot of episodes that I've done. So please do keep commenting, because I will obviously make a part 2 or whatever on them. And have a good weekend. And I'll speak to you all soon. Love you. Bye.
What Stacey Says. Make sure to subscribe to get updates on new episodes. Uncensored, unfiltered, unmissable.